we was out here last year sometime. We had a leak on that valve, I think. Replaced. I think we had that hose went, or maybe we changed it at the same time. I think we had a leak on that valve, and then we had the dryer, something broke here. We replaced that. Well, we're back again, and we've got a leak on the discharge. Connection, so gonna get that cleaned up. See if we just lay some braze over the top of it, but it probably wants a see, from the factory, if this was a factory compressor fitment, they would have brought the pipe across here and on this side, and it would have been, for this size compressor would have probably been done in 5/8, not 3/4. That's a replacement compressor for these old beasts, which had a different type of vibration to them, because these are probably a radial, I think they might be 4-cylinder compressors. I'm not sure if they're sort of, you know, opposed that way. Anyway, it probably wants that chopping off and a vibration eliminator put in there, but if that goes, well, it's not far off of shearing off the pipe on the compressor, is it really? If you clamp it too rigidly, it will snap, because it will kick a fair bit when it starts. So it probably wants a vibration eliminator put in there somewhere. But today we just want to get it going. Well, really, what's the whole fucking thing replacing? Bloody heap of shit. Let's have a look. CR. So January, February, March 98. These units were new. So 27 years old. I think they've got their money's worth out of them. Right. Okay, we've got that unsoldered. That's still a bit warm. That's silver solder, because that adapter's brass, so dissimilar metal needs to be silver soldered. The 40%, 38% silver brazing rod. And that one there, the way that's coloured up as it's cooled down, looks to be just a normal copper rod, because that's a copper stub. So we can't, you'll have a nightmare trying to mix the two brazes if you want to make it too close together. So we'll have to go with a similar length of stub. So I'm going to clean that up, probably solder that on a piece of pipe vertically where it's easy to get to it, and then we'll poke that in there and get that brazed in, a new gasket. Okay, so that's that soldered back into there. I thought this was brass, but it actually turned out it's made of steel, the adapter. Anyway, that's soldered in there nice, so we'll let that cool a bit, and have a go at chipping the flux off. Then we've got to braze it back in there. Okay, so we've got that soldered in there. Get that wedged into that, and then put some probably 5% solder around that. Probably give that a bit of a wipe over with some of that Scotch Brite pad or something, clean it up a bit. A new gasket, leak test, fingers crossed. Vacuum, I don't know if I've got a dryer. I mean, in the little van, Sprinter's due a service, so we're working out the little van, so I've got limited stock in there. Yeah, we've got to come back and do a service here anyway. They do a service, so we might just get it working today and maybe look at changing the dryer when we come back. We wouldn't have heard to put a new dryer in the other one probably. Anyway, enough whittering, get that done. Well, it's not pretty, but hopefully that's got it. Got a bit of an issue there. I think that's actually, I thought it was copper, but it's actually copper plated steel, and the plating had come away. So we had to put a bit of flux on there, which you don't normally use with those rods, just to get them to stick to it. Anyway, it should mainly seal on the inside, where hopefully the copper hadn't burned away. But I wanted to layer the load of braze over the top just to give it a bit more thickness, a bit more strength. Anyway, it'll either work or it won't. Okay, we've got that cleaned up. Gonna wipe out a bit of paper in there, I think. That's our new gasket. So give that clean, put it back together, fingers crossed. I bought that spanner, what brand it is, not even branded, in West Germany. 27 and 32. The 27mm will fit on the those rotor lock adapters for the discharge, and the 32 will fit on the suction ones. Well, we've got 450 psi in there. Say that's good. I'll have a proper look around it with a mirror. Probably ought to do our threads as well. Make sure that ain't leaking. Right, and vacuum and dump some gas in it. What's it hold? 8.5 kilos. That's not going to be cheap. Okay, got the vacuum pump running now. Been on for a bit. We're down to 1500 microns according to that back gauge. I don't know how good a vacuum we're going to get on this. Might shut the pump off and see how stable it is. It's a high side leak, so we shouldn't have any moisture in it. That's been run low. They've chucked a lot of oil about everywhere. Probably got too much oil in it anyway. When it, presumably, it's had. That might be the third compressor on there, because that would have, one of these would have been the original. I'm guessing that was a replacement, because that's got the proper stubs on it, and that might have been all they could get if these were out of stock, and they had to get them all with adapters. They could potentially have a lot of oil around the system, which makes the refrigerant dissolves in the oil, makes your vacuum a bit slower on especially things that are 30 years old. I don't know, it's down to 1490, it's come down a little bit more while I'm wittering on. Give it another 10 minutes, see what it does. Okay, got some gas going back in it now.